Today, Google released the new Nest Hub Max. This is the next generation of Google's smart display with a significantly larger screen and a camera added. Let's take a look. Hello friends, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Craig. This channel is all about exploring how tech can add value and help improve our lives. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing. Links to anything I talk about will be in the description. The first Google Home Hub was released in October of 2008. It included a 6-inch screen, dual speakers, and no camera. The Nest Hub Max improved on all that with better sound, larger display, and the addition of a camera. Let's open it up. Kind of has that Apple feel and the suction you get when opening up an Apple device. There it is. Nest Hub Max, let's set that aside. In the box you get the usual paperwork. Let's get started manual, warranty, for respecting your privacy. And in here is your power cord. That is it. Time for the peel. Okay, I don't know why that's so satisfying. There it is. And here is the original Nest Hub next to it for a little reference there. Now let's get it plugged up. With the Nest Hub Max, Google kept the same design as the original Google Home Hub. From all angles, it just looks like a larger version, which I think is great for the aesthetics of having these in the house. Before we go on, if you're an iPhone user, you still can use the Nest Hub Max or any of the other Google devices. You just need to download the iOS app and you'll be able to utilize the features. These Google devices are very Google service based. Not everything's Google based. I'll show you how I've used my iPhone to stream music and cast YouTube videos to this. Now the features. This is a 10-inch display. It is HD, but it's not full HD. It is 1280 by 800 instead of the 1920 by 1080p. Here's the 6-inch Google Hub just for reference in case you own one of these to see how they compare. This does have a ambient light sensor, so we'll adjust the brightness of the display and your photos for the light that's in the room. The big addition to this is the camera. This opens up all kinds of new features. With the camera, which you can turn off with a switch on the back, there is no shutter that covers it, but it is an electronic switch that'll kill the microphones and the camera. But with the camera, you can make video calls using Google Duo. You can also leave video messages using the camera. The camera is a 6.5 megapixel camera with 126 degree field of view. It also has auto framing with it. Another cool feature the camera brings is Facematch. So when you walk up to it, it'll see who it is and show relevant information. So it recognizes my face after setting it up in the app. Then it'll show my calendar, my commute, and other information pertinent to me. This is the same Facematch that's used in the Hello Nest doorbell, so it recognizes who's coming to the door. The camera also lets you do quick hand gestures. One use for that would be to pause videos by holding your hands in front of it. So maybe your hands are dirty because it's in the kitchen, you don't need to touch the screen. I'll have to play with this some more and let you know in another follow-up video how else you can use it. A feature that I think is pretty cool is being able to check in on your house with the built-in Nest Cam. This can pick up motion or sound and offer some peace of mind when you're not at home. You just go into the app, you check the camera, and you can see what's going on. But like I said, you could turn off the camera and the microphone using the switch on the back. For audio, you have two 10-watt speakers and a 30-watt woofer. It includes far-field microphones for commands. You get ultrasound sensing and voice match to be able to determine who's speaking. What is nice is you can pair devices using Bluetooth, so I can use my iPhone and listen to an Audible book or Apple Music through the Nest Hub Max. You cannot do phone calls with the Nest Hub Max. You can also pair headphones or Bluetooth speakers so you can listen to the content that's coming from the Nest Home Max. So let's do a quick audio check. Hey, connect to my iPhone.
All right, looking for paired devices.
So I can go into...
Bluetooth is connected to Craig Powelson's iPhone.
Now we're connected up, and here's a song that I use for my videos. That gets pretty loud. It actually adjusts the volume on my phone, so I could turn it down from the phone or from the Nest Hub Max. What's nice is I can go, hey Google, pause, and it'll just pause the music. If I open up a playlist with multiple tracks and I start playing one, I can say, hey, next track. Hey, Google, pause. For some of you that have been using Google Home, this may not be new to you, but if you've watched my channel, I do have a whole Echo series, so this is new to me. This also has Chromecast built in, so you can cast video or audio from another device. So on my iPhone, for example, I can start playing a YouTube video. Right now we're connected with Bluetooth, so it's gonna play audio. But there is an icon in the YouTube app that I can select and choose Office Display too. And now the video is gonna start playing here.
If you already have a Fire TV Cube,
I can control it from here.
where this was not available, this is a great thing. You could finally take advantage of the Fire TV Cube.
Turn it
If you
up.
are in the US and haven't bought one yet, it might be worth waiting until the October update. That is, if you don't want to take advantage.
Pause. And it'll pause it. If I want to start it up, hey Google, next video. I can say next video and we go to this. So that's some ways to link your Apple devices to your Nest Hub if you want to implement this into your Apple world. Now, some of the other features you get with this is, of course, you get the Google Assistant. You can control your smart home and a large selection of smart devices. You can do that with your voice, or you can swipe down from the top and select your various smart devices there. Currently, there are more Alexa-enabled devices, but most bigger companies are making devices that are compatible with Echoes and Google Home. Many TVs and speakers are now supporting Google Chromecast or Android TV, such as Philips, LG, Sony, Toshiba, and a lot of other manufacturers. With this, you can watch YouTube videos, listen to YouTube music, watch YouTube TV, and other music services. You can play games on the Nest Hub. You can get news from many different stations. You can also use Google Maps, your Google Calendar, Google Photos, and pretty much everything Google. So far, I'm liking it. The screen looks good. It sounds good. I'm an iPhone user who's not into the whole Google world, but I like that I can still play my Apple Music or Audible books using Bluetooth. I look forward to seeing what else the Nest Hub Max brings, and if I want to dive deeper into the Google world after using it for a bit. I'll follow up after I've used it more. I'll do some side-by-side comparisons with the Echo Show 2nd generation and the original smaller Nest Hub. That's a first look at the Nest Hub Max. Are you interested in this device? What would you like to know more about? Let us know in the comments section. If you'd like to see how the Google Home stacks up against the Echoes, you can click over here to watch some videos. YouTube's algorithms determine that this video up here would be the best choice for you, so please go check it out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Also, consider subscribing and come back to check out some more videos. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.